game that will be able to help this Brody hold his own in the fresh start. And Brody will then take his corner at the end stages of the game. While Zask, fully viable throughout the stages, I do think that what they're going to be looking out for is an indomitable tank setup from the side of Zask Dominator's Descent. But it's going to be tough, though. It's going to be tough to see that happening.
Now looking to try to pick up a 2-0 win, and then, you know, that would definitely put them on championship point, but I'm pretty sure that RSG will not have it that way. They will do everything in their power to try to stop Evos from picking up that 2-0 victory, because that would give so much confidence and momentum into the, you know, Tiger's Raw Camp, the Evos Raw Camp as they will call it. And I think for RSG, the game plan here is to try to get LY4 up online as much as possible, right? We saw in game one, you know, LY4 really wasn't in the picture, not only because of that Eldos and the fact that, you know, he has a bit of physical immunity when he goes in for the Isun Shin, but most of the team fights were very zonal, and that's not exactly the best situation for LY4, right? He wants to be freed up to do damage without getting caught out, and unfortunately, you know, with the Eldos coming into the picture, that was what LY4 was not able to do. So coming into this game, a little bit more simple in terms of execution, right? You got this Estes that's going to be able to babysit right on top of the Isun Shin. You have lanes that do really well with the Paquito. That's already a lane one. But once again, I feel that RSG is on a timer, because you look at the lineups coming up from Evos, right? You have a Benedetta, you have a Uranus, and you have a carry. All three heroes that do really well into the late game. They have quite a decent amount of burst with the Eve. So I think similar to game one, how fast can RSG close this one out?
It's a tough road for RSG. That is for sure. Right?
I mean, they have the power spike of the Zaz and the Paquito. So that is two things that I would give it to them.
Provided that they are able to force out fights that they originally wanted to. But Evos, SG, it does seem like they definitely know what they are looking out for. Whenever they find themselves into any uncanny situation, they know that they're going to have to back off and understand that a single death is inevitable. They won't try to turn things around, especially in the middle games, whenever there is like, 20% chances of success. That is just quite a big of a gamble. All they want to do is just foresee themselves into the later stages of the game, even though they are down in kills. As long as they hold out against the Dominator's Descent or any form of split pushes that Soul is capable of doing, then perhaps, yes, we should be able to see the late games coming in. But speaking of Soul, right? Soul playing on the Benedetta again. Understandably, he is strong. But for how RSG is playing, in the previous game, they have been trying to catch Soul completely off guard. And surprisingly, they managed to catch him out twice. And twice for a Benedetta in the early stages, I think that is counted as quite a bit, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's no surprise that, you know, Soul's performance coming in the first game was kind of taken out of the limelight because of the Eldos pick and, you know, the fact that towards the end, you saw a huge number of blast coming from JPL, and, you know, with Go playing on an Estes, constantly trying to keep their carries up alive. But, you know, Soul's Benedetta has been that missing jigsaw puzzle that I feel that has kind of fitted so well for them coming into this very playoffs, right? You saw how he was doing so well, coming in with the Phantom Slash, constantly creating havoc in the backline, not really caring about the Lapu Lapu, you know, not really being concerned with the Cho as well. And that is a very huge statement, because, you know, Cho is just there. It's meant to kick the Benedetta out of the fight. But with the micromanagement coming in from, you know, Soul and, you know, being very well aware of the spaces that he can play within these enemy lines, I think that's the beauty of why Soul has been brought back into action.
And speaking of Soul, it does seem like Soul is gonna be heading himself all the way up to the top lane. And speaking of, well, Soul himself, it doesn't seem like he's going to be the one that's going to be playing onto the Benedetta instead. He's going to be heading up to the top lane, playing as the Uranus, fighting against the Zask, playing against Sync. Fighting against Sync, playing onto the Zask. So quite a lot of little bit of changes, especially when it comes to heroes. Pokemon onto Benedetta that will be fighting against Jason down in the bottom. While middle lane, JPL, as I have predicted and seems to be the case, that is going to be a tank Cho. So his main core job is to ensure that he gets a right kick. One of the kick can definitely put up onto number one, either LY4, that will diminish the amount of damage put out per fight. Kick away Forza to diminish the amount of survivability that they have. Or number three, kick sink away, just so that the dominated descent would not be that big of a deal.
Oh, that was such a close call coming from JPL. You know, the Shattered Memory, Shattered Dreams might have been able to pick him up, but you know, First Blood still up for grabs. But despite JPL dropping very low, Evos still being able to stay one step ahead in front of RSG to pick up the first turtle. Not the biggest loss, I would say. You know, both teams still very tight in terms of net worth. Obviously, Evos leading ahead by 1k because of the turtle, and a bit of a slight microwave management coming in from the defending side, but it looks like RSG might want to take a seat here.
Oh, that is going to be the kill coming in from Forza. Things are starting to look pretty darn great. Unfortunately for Singh, he's just going to be completely pushed right under the turret's nose as JBL's Way of the Dragon nailed it right on the spot. A 1-for-1 trade, but it does seem like it is a rather decent trade coming in from both sides. They don't lose too much, they don't win that much either, as Pokemon gets himself right into the face against Sana, the sword up, the blackout strike, whatever it is. But in the meantime, real world manipulation coming in from Girl did manage to get himself a kill right onto the Loi. And that is just the start, baby, as we've got Jason with the knockout punch onto JPL. We've got yet another kill coming right in. They managed to tally their score out, but Evos SG still have got the front seat.
Yeah, that was just so unfortunate coming from Sana. He was about to complete his recall, and then you see Pokemon going in with the Elapse Daytime passive, you know, gets the slash in, goes in for an eye, instantly locks him down. He follows up with the word manipulation, and they instantly get the kill onto RSG members. Yes, they did give away a kill onto JPL, but a little bit of a small sacrifice.
With a massive amount of rotation coming up from RSG, they are heading and just going to be moving around up top to ensure that their Zask will be, you know, kind of punishing out this Uranus as much as they can to ensure that, you know, they get things under the way pretty fast. But in the meantime, it does seem like also the turtle has been up. So the turtle pretty much worked things pretty darn well for them. But, well, the control is what they're looking out for. Pokemon sword out strikes, he gets himself right out. I'm pretty sure that he will want to set things up with his Electo final blow. But, you know, all in all, he's got the sights, he's got something. JPL, he immediately gets himself away, but Turtle has been slain by the Brody. And Pokemon, there's just absolutely nowhere that he could go. A massive amount of buffs coming in from LY4, and not to forget, the rotation and the yin-yang burst that Sana is able to bring onto the field is something that Evos should not underestimate.
RSG starting to impose a lot of the control on the map. Look at that. You've got both the Cho as well as the Uranus cut away from the middle lane, and this is where RSG want to really take control of that middle pivotal point where it opens up the rest of the map for them. Meanwhile, we've got that Benedetta removing you know, a lot of her effectiveness has been removed away from wave clearing, right? Because she's been caught to try to join this team fight. Speaking of team fight, JPL being caught here by the rotation, but he will be able to chicken-dough his way out of it. Forza doing a mean job of making sure that his team has a bit of a map presence, trying to open up a bit of the map vision by constantly staying between enemy lines. Uranus now onto the top lane. Zaz once again does have the Dominator's Descent. Will they try to burn it to take the top lane? I don't think so. LY4 already signaling that he wants to go back and try to pick this Cho up, who's a little bit pesky, sticking up to the Loi.
JPL proxing all around the map. He's trying to open up the map as much as possible. LY4 completely putting himself into the diversion, change things about just for a bit. But JPL and Pokemon, they're playing things rather boldly.
Yeah,
JPL doesn't seem to care at all.
I mean, you look at where Evos members are.
Right,
it almost seems like the map is reversed, right?
Yep.
At one moment, you see the Cho in the opponent's jungle, then you see Soul moving around. Now you see Benedetta cutting onto the underneath the tier 3 turret at the bottom lane. And it's like Evos is just trying to cause this mayhem by putting RSG members all across this map, trying to make them
an uncomfortable spot for them to stay in the top lane.
They're trying to make RSG play catch up.
Blue team turret has been destroyed.
In the meantime, A turret has been taken down right through in the middle lane. Electro final blow from Potato. But all in all, Jason, he did manage to bring one person down with him. And I would say that that is, in some sense, mission complete. The Dominator's Descent being popped right out on the sink. They would want to focus a little bit up top as the turret goes straight down to a 0 within a matter of seconds. JPL and Soul, they're hitting themselves somewhere in between. And oh! JPL with that beautifully timed Way of the Dragon pushes Fossa away from the rest of his team as he tried to rotate themselves out with a diversion. He stayed on for a long good time with the Blessing of the Moon Goddess, but unfortunately, he still cannot hold himself down away from the rest of the members from Evos SG. That was one heck of a microplay that JPL showed us.
Very good catch coming out from the members of Evos, but they had to give up once again, so which, like I said, I don't think is the biggest trade-off. It's not the biggest loss, definitely, for Evos.
Just makes games a little bit longer for our Soul.
Yeah, but RSG, once again, similarly to Game 1, finding a bit more momentum on their side for now. And like I said, I still feel they're a little bit of a timer here, right? They need to get the Paquito spike coming in. Meanwhile, Pokemon nearly getting caught up there. The Electro final dash will get him out of trouble. Once again, being able to dodge. It doesn't matter who the battle is being played on, right? They seem to be able to dodge all these skills.
With a lot of ultimates being used as well. Oh, the Shattered Memory. Oh! Did not quite land the finishing blow onto JPL as well. RSG, it does seem like they have been rotating quite a bit. 8 minutes into the game, this is the part of the mid games that I'm expecting to see. They will be rotating together a lot, they will be turtling together a lot, and of course they will be making full use of Sync's turret in order to get themselves into very favorable fight. And there we go, Dominated Descent trying to push Potato away. Carry is gonna be put in quite a deep dark spot as we've got the mid turret being taken down. They split the fight into 2 and showing that Carry doesn't get himself close over to the front line tanks, and in this very case it is going to be Soul. RSG though, they are going to be on a timer in terms of the Dominated Descent, so back off a little bit before they come back into the game. But the main problem is, Evos SG, they have been all around the map.
Yeah, initially in the first half of the draft, I did say that RSG wanted to play a bit more, I would say, in the AoE control because the assets, you can see that's how it's coming through right now. Potato caught in a very tough spot, does manage to get out in the beginning of time. Pokemon going for the eye for eye, dodges a bit of damage, Sing nearly dropping low. The word manipulation will pick him up, and now Jason, oh, he's being zoned out the way as well. Tries to go for one last punch, but here comes Pokemon with the reverse slash, will get a kill. Sana in the tough spot as well, the Loi will fall, and now go, the slow coming in. Forza might just go down, Pokemon will trade him. Yes, he goes down to LY4, but he's the remaining member left. JPL has to be a bit careful about his positioning. That torn apart memory might just bring him down, but LY4 alone in a 4v1 situation. Evos members now will start to take away the bows from RSG's camps.
It's gonna be tough for RSG to catch up at this point of time, even though we are only looking at a 2,000 gold deficit. RSG, they are losing control of the map. The Lord has been popping up as well. Not to forget, Potato will have a little bit of a damage booster when we are talking about the Golden Staff. So Evos, they are definitely up ahead, but Potato, you know, it's gonna take some time to come online still. Despite having, I believe that he does have DHS as well as the Golden Staff already, he needs to run around, get the kills in order to snowball completely out of control. But we're talking about RSG. This kind of lineup is definitely gonna be flushing Potato away from his main team.
Yeah, they really want this aerial control, especially with LY4 playing on the Brody. You know, you've got a huge amount of damage coming from torn apart memory. You have Sing that's kind of like that aerial control with that Dominator's Descent, but here we go, JPL getting caught out of position, but once again, so mobile, being able to just dodge away, not even being able to be boosted down with the torn apart memory. Pokemon on the side lane as well. Look at Evos. They are making RSG play on a goose hunt, just chasing around all these heroes. Such a pesky lineup to deal with now. Girl is the only immobile hero that we're talking about, but does have the flicker to get out of trouble. Meanwhile, Pokemon already coming in from the back line. Potato trying to target onto the Zaz. Zaz ultimate will get popped up now, but I'm afraid it might be a little bit too late. Jason dropping down really low as well. And here comes Soul coming in from the back line. They managed to burst down Pokemon just in time, but the real world manipulation will be able to get Sync a kill. LY4 now coming onto the back. LY4 in the edge of a tough spot. JPL coming in. Potato instantly bursted down. The knockup coming up. The Pokito will do the trick. And now it's a 3v3. So trying to buy some time for his teammates as they try to back off without Potato in their lineup.
With a total of 1,000 gold deficit, RSG slowly taking themselves back into the game, and especially from that very specific team fight, it is going to be a 3-4-2 trade-off. RSG, they are unwilling to yield down to Evos, and of course unwilling to bend the knee just yet. They still have a lot of fight in them, and even with the Lord enhanced, they would want to take control of the map no matter what they do. Despite having JPL all the way down in the bottom lane, despite having Pokemon just sliding all around the map, they would want to do their absolute best to regain control, get kills one after another. But I suppose one of the main problems they should be looking out for is Soul going on a side lane push.
Like I said, Evos-SG, very mobile heroes here, trying to tear RSG out of the rotation. And now, once again, Potato coming from the back line as RSG was chasing on for JPL. They drag members left and right. Who do you go for? Do you go for the Cho? Do you go for the Benedetta? There's also a Uranus that they haven't even spotted on the map. There's just so much going on for Evos that RSG, you gotta feel a bit of pity for them. They seem to be playing catch-up all the time, and they have yet to really find a clean kill. Every single time a team fight occurs, neither of these teams have been able to pick up a huge advantage, which is very surprising given that RSG has found more kills. But now we go, Girl gets spotted out in the mid lane. Sana picks him out of the rotation. So might drop down really low as well, but uses his ultimate to get out of trouble. Meanwhile, Potato, look at the top lane, getting pushed in as well. Benedetta onto the bottom side. JPL is not allowing them to go back. He's just going to kick them up. And now Singh going to go to the bottom lane, but he's going to lose in that 1v1. He immediately pops the ultimate. Oh, but the Electro final dash will get... I don't understand this. Evos, it's like they're leashing RSG on this rope. It's like, come, follow me. Follow me as we go on a trip around your jungle.
This is truly a magnificent display of a full-out agility lineup. Evos-SG, just like that, they managed to buy so much time as well as confuse RSG. Bottom lane is going to be the next inhibitor turret that's going to be seen under control, or rather being completely pushed down. And Pokemon, he's going to be going in neck and neck against Jason, but we're talking about Pokemon after all. Electro final blow coming from Pokemon, just going to be getting himself right inside of the lane, but in between of the hearts of the enemies. But fortunately, the Lord is going to be taken down by RSG as well, as most of the members coming from RSG would definitely want to get themselves away from all of it all, as Jason is going to be the last man remaining, as all 4 members of RSG has been subsequently taken down despite their wholehearted efforts to bring down the Lord. The bottom lane inhibitor turret is definitely going to be under siege by Potato as well as Pokemon, and the next one that's going to be inside is definitely going to be straight out onto the core. Just the knockout punch coming in from Jason. Not much time is able to be bought, as they still have got the ballistas to help them end the game right onto the core. A 2-0 victory twice in a row in favor for Evos